Previously on the Right Life, we continue to try to identify the source of the water leak.
Hold on, I think Lisa was just hollering at me.
We've got water here, and then we've got water back up underneath there too.
Okay, yeah.
Eventually, we determined the water was coming from the sea channel, and our only option was to remove the belt line trim so we could attempt to reseal the seam. We're unsure if this will stop the leak, but it's our best alternative.
Yeah, we may have to use something to kind of scrape some of that off so we can get a good seal on there, but...
Follow along as we attempt to reseal the seam and reinstall the belt line trim on our beloved Airstream.
Hey guys, welcome back. It's Rick, and another day working on the Airstream. You know, this has kind of been almost seems like the never-ending repair, trying to get everything put back together and so forth. But you know, today, if you've been following along, yesterday we had I think identified an area along the belt line where we were getting some water in. So we spent most of yesterday taking off the belt line trim and then kind of cleaning up around the that sea channel area on the outside. Our objective today, of course, is to go ahead and get that completed, get that resealed up, and get the belt line trim channel reinstalled, so we can go ahead and then continue on with our repairs. But before that, I had to run over to Home Depot. Can't start a day without going and spending some money at Home Depot. Picked up some more items that I needed to work on the Airstream. But as I was thinking last night, I was laying there in bed kind of thinking about the repairs and everything, and it just really perplexes me. And I talked to a couple other Airstream owners about the issues that I'm working through, and it just didn't seem like a very good design, the way Airstream had designed the outer skin then to butt up to the belly pan skin, and then the way that it was sealed just didn't seem like it was a very good or very well thought out engineered design. I don't know, it's just me, and and I can kind of show you what I'm talking about. So if you look right here, like what I was talking about, so this is the outer skin right here, the aluminum, and this is the underbelly that comes up here. And in my mind, my thought process would be that this underbelly piece here would tuck up underneath this outer skin at least an inch or two, and then you would run your rivets through both of these, the outer skin and the underbelly pan, to create a overlapping seam. But as you can see here, you have the skin here that just stops right here, and then the outer skin that comes down here and the belly pan skin that comes here. So they just kind of butt up against each other and not overlap or underlap. So so right there you've got the seam, and it's on the outside as well. So that's where I'm going to make sure that I get a good seal on that after I finish prepping this piece here, to ensure that I'm not getting any other water intrusion. As well as you can see all of the holes here where the screws or rivets hold the belt line trim on. I'll make sure that I put some sealant inside of each of those holes before I attach the screws, and then I'll put sealant on the heads of those screws or rivets to ensure that there's no water intrusion in there as well. So I'm not an engineer, but it just seemed like that could have been a little bit better thought out design on this. So just share with you my thoughts, and hopefully you don't have any of the same problems that I'm having on my Airstream as well. But you never know what you got until you start, taking it apart and seeing how it's actually constructed and so forth. So, but like I said, today it's all about finishing prepping this belt line area, as well as prepping and cleaning the channel that I got to reinstall, and then getting it all sealed and reinstalled. And I think that's probably about all I'm going to be able to get done today. And then we'll move on to the next steps in the upcoming days. So you can follow along, and let's get after it. just trying to keep the area clean from all the sand so I can get everything all prepped and ready to go. Okay guys, so I think we've got pretty much the area all prepped and cleaned. Got the channel here cleaned up and everything. So I think we're to the point now we're gonna go ahead and start reattaching it and sealing it and everything. I got my helper out here and everything. It wasn't really much good for her to be out here earlier because it really wasn't anything that she could have done. But now that I'm trying to reattach this 17 foot piece of channel, I'm gonna need Lisa to help me so I can rivet and screw this back on without bending it and everything. So the way we're gonna do this, I've got my sealant. It's an adhesive sealant. It's Sikaflex 221. It's a good urethane sealant that I'm gonna put in each one of the rivet or screw holes, as well as along the seam between the outer skin and the belly pan. And then we're gonna start attaching the channel, either using rivets or screws, depending on what the method requires at the time. We did go and buy some new screws, slightly bigger. I'll put sealant inside of each one of those screw holes as well too. And then once we get this all attached, then I'm going to come back on the outside, and on each one of the screw heads I'll put some sealant on there as well to make sure that it's really good and watertight. And so now it's just a matter of doing it and trying not to make too big of a mess.
Sounds good.
So all right, so enjoy watching while we go around and put about 30 screws and rivets back into the Airstream and hopefully get it all sealed up. So. Okay guys, so we got the belt line channel reattached. I tell you, that was a little bit more difficult than I expected. What do you think?
A lot more difficult than I expected.
Yeah, the using the sealant was, I mean, that Sikaflex 221 is like super gooey and sticky. It doesn't go on like the Dicor lap sealant, so that made it a challenge. And then just trying to get the screws, because once we put the sealant along the seams and then trying to figure out where the screw holes needed to go, a little bit challenging. And then
it was,
but I think we got it on there. Hopefully we got a good seal. Afterwards we went back over the screw and rivet heads and sealed them from the outside as well. So put sealant inside the hole, on the back side of this, on the seams, as well as then on the screw and rivet heads. So I think we're good on getting it resealed. So now we're just going to let it cure. And I'm probably going to order some new of the chrome trim that goes inside of the belt line channel. I was going to try to reuse the other stuff, but as I was pulling it off, I could see it was starting to crack.
Yeah.
And I think it'll just be easier than trying to reuse that other trim work. So
I agree.
So a little bit of money, you know, they say the most important tool you need to have in your toolbox is a credit card. and it seems like I've been using that tool quite a bit here lately.
Definitely.
So, hey guys, thanks for watching. If you've learned anything, give us a thumbs up, or if you have any questions or comments, leave those in the comment section below. You know, we're not professionals at this. We're just a couple of Airstream enthusiasts that want to keep our rig in good shape and everything. But again, if you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to our channel, and you know, we'll keep you up to date on how this repair work goes. So if we don't hear from you, hopefully we'll see you down the road.
See you down the road.